Whew. Guys, excuse me, guys. Just got done doing a little bit of cardio. Getting my creatine in. Real quick. Gatorade, you can't go wrong with that, boy. Hydrate. The creatine in there. Did a little leg work today. Nothing too crazy. Whew. Got a supplementation, dog. You gotta get the creatine back for ATP stores. And you want to get some electrolytes back in you for proper heart health and all that stuff, man. Good brain function, all that good stuff, right? But look sweaty, that's why I just got a treadmill not long ago. Got done watching my boy Alan look at the Joe Rogan show, and he went over something about what's going on with obesity and meds. You guys go sub to Alan Roberts' channel. And once again, Alan, I appreciate the shout out, boss. You have to do it, man, but thank you so much. One of my subscribers by the name of Tyler asked me about anxiety the other day. And from someone whose prior service that suffered from post-traumatic stress, I'm well versed when it comes to dealing with mental health and knowing the signs and symptoms of anxiety and of depression and things of that nature there. Now, as a personal trainer as well, I tend to study certain clients. Certain clients tell me they are all on mental health drugs, medication to help with mental health. So that helps me when I'm making programs for them not to overstimulate their nervous system, which can increase the chances of having a panic attack, anxiety attack, and things of that nature there. Now, recently, you guys know I hurt myself a couple of weeks ago. Ended up having 2 spasms on both sides of my shoulder muscles. Well, let me rephrase that. The muscles in my upper back, the infraspinatus muscles that's function as internal, external rotation, and even up and down, raises up this nature here. That muscle is one of the 4 muscles that help assist with the rotator cuff, the tendons attached to the back where the rotator cuff is at to move your arms. I ended up doing a bad squat, actually. I changed shoes. They changed the height of my torso. The bar, I didn't get on the bar to get that bar in to sit right on the traps. 315, I squat that normally for a rep or 2 at a time. And I ended up going down, coming back up at the body weight. I'm still at the same weight, 170 pounds. And I ended up having those muscles going to spasm after I put the weight down. I went to go grab some weight to start cleaning up after I did the little video because I was going to do body weight squats with the actual weight on the bar of 170 pounds. Ended up, those muscles locked up. They're spasm. They're still in spasm right now. And that ended up compressing the C5, C6 nerves that runs from your cervical spine down to the upper back. Thought I was going into paralysis. And every now and then I still have that weaknesses in my arms and things like that. But I am training. I'm training that weakness and getting back, staying active, not doing too much. And I brought all that up because when that happened to me, my anxiety and everything went through the roof because I felt like that my body was going into limp mode. And I had to realize that I wasn't dying. I didn't break my neck. I called 911. I was very calm. My heart rate was elevated because of the adrenaline, right? But I knew that if I would allow my anxiety to take over, that could lead to a panic attack. That could lead to other things. Ultimately, I probably could have sat here and died being freaked out. You have to catch your triggers. You have to self-talk when those things occur. You have to realize the situation that you're in. Look at the moment. Look at your surroundings, right? And see what's causing that trigger. For me, I'm a combat vet. So when I see certain things, my mind tends to want to go back to my time in Iraq. And every now and then that will cause my anxiety to go up. So I have to catch myself and see what's causing that trigger and then eliminate that trigger or address that trigger. Now, what I mean by elimination, get away from it. It's causing my trigger. Or address it. Use grounding techniques. Use breathing techniques. When you train, depending on how you train. Now, strength training tax the nervous system a lot more than muscle training. Even though training for muscle and building muscle still tax the nervous system, it don't tax it to the great degree as strength training. Why? Strength is more neurologically driven than muscle building, even though the same nervous system and the same nerve functioning and the same motor patterns work the same muscles. you have to rely on your nervous system, the fight, flight, or freeze of your sympathetic nervous system to push heavier weight. If you're just training with weight that you know you can train with, it's not taxing the nervous system. You're doing more motor pattern movements with the muscle to make the muscle contract and extend, right? You're doing eccentric loading, which causes micro tears. You're doing concentric, which brings the muscle up. So, contraction. So, if you do a lot of strength training, you'll find that during your recovery time, you might be a little more anxious. You might be a little bit more nervous about things because the nervous system is shocked. It is shocked. My advice for anyone that's suffering with anxiety is to first make sure you're eating a balanced diet. Stay away from a lot of things like caffeine and stuff that may stimulate your nervous system too much. A lot of high processed carbs, right? Also, focus on rest, relaxation. You want to focus on the parasympathetic nervous system more than the sympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is the happy nervous system. Focus on that. I give you an example. I'm down the dumps. The doctor asked me last week when I went to the VA, is it worth me severely possibly hurting myself trying to rush the development of strength than building my foundation knowing that I want to power lift? Or is it worth me getting better in my craft as a personal trainer, getting better in my craft as learning my body to better help people, and then build a foundation, which I know about building a foundation. I'm just stubborn, but building a foundation to then better help people, or paralyzing yourself being in a wheelchair. Don't take a dummy to figure that out, but that caused me to be a little bit depressed because I really wanted to compete this fall. Now, I'm going to put that off for a couple more years. Why is that? Simply because the body needs time to relax. It needs time to recover. If I don't allow that time and I get back out there and I try to move fast, I can severely prolong this and then hurt myself even more. So it's not worth it. I'm depressed. Every now and then while I'm laying down, I got to take muscle relaxers. I don't take them like they tell me to 3 times a day if needed. I take one every 3 days because it stays in your system long. I don't want to get hooked on that shit. But I have moments where I feel like I can't feel my hands sometimes, or I can't feel this. Why? These muscles back here are spasm. And so they're causing that pressure on that nerve that runs from my C5, C6. And until that spasm releases, that contraction releases, and that muscle get back to normal with blood can circulate better and no things in the extremities, I'm going to have that. But I'm doing recovery training. I'm watching my anxiety. I'm not letting all those thoughts go to my head, because active recovery is good when you hurt yourself. If you're having family issues, like I say, focus on rest, food, watch how you train, catching your triggers. If it's something that deals with family and family causes your anxiety, girlfriends, things of that nature, you have to have a talk with yourself. Have a talk with yourself, then have a talk with that family member. If it's someone you care about, like a girlfriend or a boyfriend, have that conversation. Get into therapy. Just don't turn to drugs. I like to drink. I don't drink as much as I used to, but I partake in a drink. Drinking to hide anxiety or drinking to hide certain emotions is only going to exacerbate the problem, because when the alcohol wears off, you didn't address the problem. You can smoke a shitload of weed. You don't address the problem going to still be there. You can drink a shitload of Crown Royal, whatever. The problem's going to be there. You have to address the issue at hand and then deal with that particular anxiety. Okay? So, me having post-traumatic stress, I used to drink and smoke a shitload of cigarettes and drink a shitload of beer and alcohol when I was younger. That's why I got to be as big as 225 fucking pounds when I got out the military. I didn't address my problems with having post-traumatic stress. When I started going to therapy and realizing that it's a me problem, it's a mental problem, I have to address it, I have to figure it out. Then the kids came along and all that. I had to put in the work. My best outlet is training. That's my zone. I love storm chasing. I love the weather. I watched the weather all my life growing up. I love the Weather Channel. I remember watching Jim Cantor as a kid in the 90s and all that shit, right? So I look at things that excite me. I'm a big football fan, big Falcon fan. I'm going to drop an NFL video this week about the teams I think will win their first games this week. So I do things, surround myself with things that keep my mind off negative things. You guys know I'm a car guy. I have a supercharged 2020 Mustang, all right? I just do things. I love to fish. I do things to stay active. But I still have anxiety attacks. I have those days. But when those days come, I know. I have anniversary dates from my combat time in Iraq, right? Being shot at and shit like that. Those days come around, my body lets me know. Because I start to act a certain way. And so then I catch myself doing those particular things, and I try to correct them or not let them take control of my day. And it comes with practice. It's going to be uncomfortable at first, facing your anxiety, facing your depression. But it's the uncomfortability time frame that's going to build the adherence and training your brain to understand those triggers. Okay? There's no cure for post-traumatic stress. I got this for the rest of my life. But practicing when I have those setbacks, it's easier for me to catch that trigger and then self-talk myself and catch myself from either having a relapse or doing something to some fucking body or doing something possibly to myself because I'm having a mental breakdown. So watch your stress levels. But above all else, you have to catch the triggers. Catch the triggers. If you can realize what's causing your anxiety, self-meditate, self-talk, take time to yourself, manage your stress, process what you eat, get a lot of rest, stay as happy as possible from time to time, realize that your life can be worse than what it is, and try to find ways to stay motivated. That is the key to dealing with anxiety. Now, you guys excuse me. I have to get ready to run and get my daughter from school because she's about to get out. But some more help videos coming this week. Football talk this week. I got to go Raw over AEW, CM Punk this week. Live stream this weekend. Training videos Thursday and Friday. Very light work. Tell you guys how I'm doing my recovery, what's going on with me, how I'm feeling. And yeah. Once again, guys, thanks to the guys, the men and women that's been subbing to the channel. I really do appreciate it. We're on the road to 1,000. And then on the road to 10,000. Then hopefully 100,000. I doubt I ever see 1 million, but hell, who fucking knows? But I appreciate you guys that watch my content and let me know that I'm going in the right direction. I really do appreciate it. And if you have any more questions or concerns, Savar matner@gmail.com. Ask me any questions you want through that email. I get back with you in a timely manner. If you want custom programs, let me know. I can type one up for you, send it out to you the way you want. The works. It's very affordable. And yeah, man, it's all about health. Health and mental health is wealth. Catch you on the next round. Peace.